Hey everybody, it's Lindsay and I'm here today with another Let's Make a Card video. Now, as always, these videos have no new technique or anything really new in them. I just had a card idea. I turned on my camera and I thought I would share the process here with you guys. So for this card, I'm starting out with a 2-paper Diva stamp. It's new this month and it is called Way to Go. I'm stamping this on just some regular white cardstock that measures 4 inches across by 5¼ inches tall, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I will be coloring this in with my alcohol markers. Now this is a very fine detail stamp and it's also very large. So I'm using my Misty to stamp, and I'm also going to go ahead and double stamp this just to get a nice intensity with this black ink. As many of you know, Memento isn't the darkest, most rich black, so a few stamps will get you a little bit more intense color. Now I needed a mask for this project, so I'm just taking a piece of masking paper and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that stamp right onto it with the leftover ink. That will leave enough of an impression to where I can go ahead and trim that out with some fine detail scissors. Now, as I said before, I'm just going to color this image in with some alcohol markers. I'm using my Dick Blick Studio brush markers here. You can use whatever alcohol markers you like best. I am just using 2 different browns here to color in this sign, and I'm trying to keep my light source coming from the center. So my shadows are going to be on the outermost portions of this sign. My inside portion of the sign is going to be a little bit lighter, just to keep things nice and simple here. So I'll just finish coloring this, and in the end I ended up coloring 2 of these. You'll see why in a moment, but I guess nice practice, right? So I'm just taking my Tim Holtz ruler now, and this ruler has guide marks on it, so I am able to line this up 1/4 inch in from each side and make a pencil mark. This is going to be a guide to where I tape this down so that my tape marks are all nice and even, because I do want to keep those in and make kind of a frame with these. So I'm just taking some painter's tape, and I have diffused the tackiness against my shirt a few times just so this comes off the cardstock nice and easily and it doesn't rip it. So I'm just using those pencil marks to go ahead and line up this tape. And again, this is 1/4 inch in from each side. I made the pencil marks nice and light so I could see where they were. And then I will go ahead and I will come in with this mask and I will just place that right over that sign that I had colored earlier. I'm using my tweezers. Again, this just helps keeps the oil and all the dirt and grime off your fingers from getting onto the back of that mask so you can use it more. Now I went ahead and cut a piece of cardstock with one of the hills from the Mom Elephant Landscape Border Trio die set. These are the stitched borders. I just went ahead and cut a piece of cardstock with one of the hill borders, and I know suddenly my mask has distress ink on it. Well, I paused my video to cut those and I forgot to hit the record button, so I went ahead and started over, and we're here at this place again with the second card. So I'll have 2 cards when I end up finished, more for my stash, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm using some Salty Ocean Distress ink, and I've just put that hill border down on the very bottom just to mask off basically a hill. It's going to be a landscape scene. So I've just used some painter's tape to hold that down, and I will just sponge on this Salty Ocean Distress ink, and I'm going to start off light and then really build up the color. Starting light just really helps me blend things out a whole lot better and not get any of those harsh lines that you can sometimes get when you go in too dark at one point with your ink blending. So I'm just going to build up and really intensify this blue, and when I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and remove that mask at the bottom and take the opposite one, the top portion of that, and mask off right above that horizon line. Just make sure whenever you place this mask down, you place it slightly above that blue line so you don't have any white in between your green and blue distress inks. So I'll just go ahead and tape this down once I'm happy with the placement, and I'll just come in with some Mowed Lawn Distress ink and just put that down right at the bottom. Now I have to apologize for my voice these past few videos. I am fighting some sort of virus and I have a very raspy, deep, manly voice, so I apologize. I don't normally sound like this, So once I'm happy with my ink blending, I can go ahead and start removing all this tape and mask. I always say in my mask, I just put them right on the back of the stamp packaging so I can go back and reuse these. And then I just peel this painter's tape almost at a 90-degree angle right back on itself so I don't rip my paper. And then I'm just going to take an eraser and erase those pencil lines that I made before. Now because they were so light, I didn't have any trouble and I barely used any pressure at all, so I didn't mess up my ink blending. Now because I had messed up earlier with my recording, I ended up with 2 panels. That's okay, I'll just finish off 2 cards here. I wanted to keep these cards nice and clean and simple and a little masculine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just applying Fun Foam that I've put double-sided adhesive on both sides. I'll remove the backing on one side and attach it to the card panel. And then I'll go ahead and remove the backing paper on the other side of both panels, and then I'll just attach them to the center of an A2 white top folding card base, and that will finish off today's cards. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I hope I've inspired you to pull out some of your stamps and also make a card. As always, I will leave you guys with a close-up of these cards and just a few pictures. For more information and the supply list, you can head over to my blog, craftingwhilecaffeinated.wordpress.com. The link is in the description box below, as well as that I in the top right hand corner. That will get you there too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy crafting!